back at the quarter's top stories, we'll review the PISMO Beach Street Fair back in April.
And a look back at a unique senior project done by 2 Cal Poly students this year.
Plus, find out why cyclists hopped on their bikes to race with a sweet tooth.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Welcome to Mustang News TV's Best of Show. I'm Davinia Palmer.
And I'm Sophie Corbett. Let's get right into our top stories from this quarter.
Local businesses partnered up with the PISMO Beach Outlet to start a brand new attraction for the community. Here's reporter Ethan Tellers with the recap.
I'm at the PISMO Beach Street Fair. Let's see what's going on.
The Natural Toolbox, a local health and wellness store, and the San Luis Obispo Guide partner with the PISMO Beach Outlets to host a local street fair featuring small businesses and vendors, food and drinks, live music, and many activities. It is also completely free and open to the public. Roxy Buchanan, co-owner of the Natural Toolbox, tells us why they put it on in the first place.
We are service-oriented people. We really want to support our community and lift up our small businesses. I feel like bringing the locals back into the shopping center is a big driving force for me.
This year's fair took place this past Friday, April 15th, and had doubled in size from their first fair back in August of 2021. The organizations plan to continue their fair quarterly to bring more vendors and businesses to the local community. Businesses like Bonnie Organics, run by Marcela Mendoza, who shares her experience at the fair.
Bonnie Organics is a brand for bath and body products, and we only do essential oils and also clays and herbs, and we also grow our own herbs. It's been so far so good. It's a lot of locals are here to support local businesses, which is great.
Some of the activities featured at the fair was a coloring contest, cornhole, meeting some very recognizable characters, and enjoying dancing to live music. Buchanan hopes the next fair will happen sometime in June and open to even more businesses across the Central Coast. For Mustang News, I'm Ethan Tellers.
To stay updated on upcoming fair information, you can follow at the Natural Toolbox, at PISMO Beach Street Fair, and finally at San Luis Obispo Guide on Instagram.
Earth Day was celebrated around the world on April 22nd. Here's a look back on how SLO County celebrated. The San Luis Obispo County Earth Day Fair took place on April 23rd at Laguna Lake Park, featuring a variety of booths hoping to promote environmentally friendly messages. There were over 30 booths, including SLO Climate Coalition, Pacific Wildlife, SLO Veg,
$2 a pound.
Los Osos Valley Garden Club, and the SLO County Tobacco Control Coalition. Amy Gilman, the Tobacco Control Program Manager, says cigarettes are a big threat not only to our health, but also to the environment.
People smoke, and they have a habit of throwing their cigarette butts on the ground. And so those cigarette butts are not biodegradable. They create those microplastics that get out into our waterways and then come back to us in our food and water.
In addition to the booths, the fair also had food, live music, activities for children, and a green car show to showcase electric vehicles. The fair was put on by Earth Day Alliance, a nonprofit organization that has been involved with hosting the fair since 1990. Megan Lauritsen, a business sophomore and intern for Unite the Parks, an organization whose mission is to conjoin Yosemite and Kings Canyon, says Earth Day brings the community together.
Earth Day is the one day a year where we can all celebrate something that we have in common.
For Mustang News, I'm Sophie Corbett. For more information on Earth Day Alliance, you can visit earthdayalliance.com.
And now reporter KIRRA Vargas takes us into an inside look at our very own Cal Poly Van Life Club that became official in winter quarter of 2022.
Cal Poly's Van Life Club became official on January 3, 2022 by Cal Poly's graduate Jake Grove, who transferred his role as president to mechanical engineering sophomore Nicholas Tansky. Tansky took this club and turned it into something truly special for anyone who is interested in this type of adventures to join.
If you have any interest in camping, van conversions, minimalism, van life, alternative living practices, engineering design and practice and stuff. And so yeah, I think you all should give it a look.
Sophomore Brandon Meyer, treasurer of Van Life Club, was also one of the first to start this and describes his experience so far since this club has grown.
I've just been getting able to meet new friends and new people. I feel like every time we have an event, more and more people keep coming, and it brings a lot of different variety into our group.
This club is filled with many activities such as weekend camping trips, sunset hangouts at places like Cayucas and Pirates Cove, and as more events keep growing, they even took their van life into the sky for their final event of the quarter by skydiving in Lompoc, California on May 30th. 15 took the sky while Tansky was the last one to jump. He describes what this last event of the year meant to him.
I was sitting in the back watching my friends just disappear and whiz out past me, and I was getting a little nervous, and falling through the sky felt unreal. And then by the time you pull the chute and they're just getting to soar and really take in more of that flying feeling, it was remarkable.
And this has been KIRRA Vargas with Mustang News.
If you're interested in joining the club for fall quarter or joining in any of Van Life's activities, you can go to their very own Instagram at Cal Poly Van Life Club.
Looking for something new to eat? Stay tuned for after the break when we explore Cal Poly's food trucks.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
If you're looking for more food options on campus, reporter Ethan Tejas reminds us what's available.
In recent months, you may have seen more and more food trucks pop up on various parts throughout Cal Poly's campus. That's because campus dining, in partnership with ASI, are slowly designing spots that accommodate local vendors all around the university for students to enjoy. Local businesses such as Jewel of India, G Brothers Barbecue, and even Slow Dog, all located in the University Union. Andrea Burns, the Associate Executive Director in charge of campus dining, was a main advocate for putting food trucks on campus.
We knew that because 1901 Marketplace is under renovation and will be closed obviously for this year and next year, that we needed to provide some more food options for students in the UU area.
Burns says that the goal was also to create a space for people to come together.
And it really creates kind of this community space, a place for you to meet your friends, hang out. We're sort of moving in the direction of just that really fun, youthful community space that we see in other really fun parts.
The food trucks have experienced a lot of success, allowing G Brothers to add a taqueria truck due to the high volume of customers, and Slow Dog, a local Los Angeles hot dog joint, to brand themselves exclusively for Cal Poly. Jewel of India is not only one of the only authentic Indian places in SLO, but one of the only vegetarian and vegan food options on campus. Owner Gurdeep Singh shares his experience with the additional location.
And I love to serve new generation because this is our upcoming new generation, and healthier, more, and I want to bring more items so I can serve more better food.
And students seem to be enjoying it.
I went to Jewel of India. I got the tikka masala with the dal. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, I've been coming here all year. So definitely recommend.
Next year, Burns says that major renovations to the Performing Arts Plaza will be made over the summer to continue adding more vendors to campus. But for now, I had to get a taste for myself.
For Mustang News, I'm Ethan Tejas.
Visit any of the spots mentioned. Visit the University Union from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and the Performing Arts Center from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Reporter Damon Quintard took a drive out to Paso Robles earlier this year to document two Cal Poly students' senior project.
As the school year is coming to a close, many students are working on finishing up their senior projects. Connor Schmuddy and Nick Reeves, two construction management majors at Cal Poly, have been working on their project for a couple of months now. The project has been building 2 decks for Zoo to You, a nonprofit zoo located in Paso Robles. The decks together contain 10,000 screws and are being used to hold 2 massive tents serving as overnight housing areas for visitors.
3 weeks of consistently coming out here 3 days a week, putting in full 8-hour days.
David Jackson, the owner of the zoo, supplied the 2 Cal Poly students with all of the materials needed to do the job.
My buddy worked out at the zoo in high school, so I started coming out here and hanging out here a little bit. And I volunteered a couple of times, and through that I met David, and when it was time for us to do a senior project, David came to me with this idea of building 2 decks for the tents and said yes, and we're pretty stoked on it.
Zoo to You is also home to many highly trained animals that travel around the country making appearances on late-night shows such as Jimmy Kimmel and James Corden. None of the animals from the zoo are bought. They are either brought in injured, rescued, or confiscated by Game and Wildlife Services. The 2 Cal Poly students finally put in the last screw on the decks, which should be up and running soon. I'm Damon Quintard, Mustang News.
The newly built decks and the zoo out in Paso Robles.
Cal Poly students had a blast from the past during a 70s roller-themed skating event held by ASI. Reporter Angela Carpenter takes us through the experience.
Neon lights, a disco theme, and lively music brought Cal Poly students together. After hearing many suggestions and looking into student feedback, ASI was instantly inspired about a roller skating night. ASI student manager Sarah Fazinski expressed why she enjoys putting together events like these.
Living separately and not being able to socialize, I know it's just really tough on people's mental health. So I'm glad that we all get to finally come together and have these big events in a safe way.
Even though COVID brought us apart, it led many to develop new hobbies, such as roller skating, which became a new way of socializing. Nicholas Tansky started roller skating when COVID hit, and this event was a perfect fit for him.
What could you want? Disco floor, roller skates. My wheel fell off, but we're here for it.
Whether the students were new or experienced skaters, they all seemed to enjoy themselves.
I had a ton of fun. The music was great, atmosphere was great. Yeah, something active to get the whole community together was really fun.
DJ Remy Wolf created a big part of the atmosphere here and wants to play at more events like these.
To be honest, I was jealous. I wanted to go join them in the skating.
Fire me up!
For Mustang News, I'm Angela Carpenter.
If you would like to attend any Cal Poly ASI events in the future, you can go to their website at www.asi.calpoly.edu.
Well, don't go anywhere. After the break, we have a recap of Cal Poly's baseball season.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to MNTV. Now let's toss to KIRRA with your sports update.
Thank you, Davinia and Sophie. I'm KIRRA Vargas with your last sports update, bringing you a recap of the 2021-2022 academic year of the best sports plays. This year was an outstanding one for Cal Poly sports by breaking school records, winning Big West titles, and completing in the SAAA conference, and overall making history here at Cal Poly. First highlight is Cal Poly baseball, who ended the season in second place in the Big West by capping off the regular season with a series win over Hawaii from Thursday, May 26th through May 28th. Sophomore Drew Throop made his way to the top of the nation's strikeout leaderboard, with setting the school record for strikeouts in a single season. But unfortunately, the NCAA section show didn't select the Mustangs to compete for a chance to win the postseason. But another standout sport is beach volleyball, who had another historic season winning their third Conference Big West championship. They also competed for the NCAA Beach Volleyball National Championship against Florida State, but unfortunately took a loss 3-2. Lastly, we want to highlight Cal Poly's women's tennis team. Tennis placed second in the Big West Conference, which set a record of being the program's best season since 2003. Freshman Peyton Duckles' 16-win season ranked at the 10th most wins in a single season in Cal Poly's history. Overall, 2021 through 2022 for all sports here at Cal Poly exceeded and was an outstanding year with an exciting look into what 2022 through 2023 could be. Back to you, Davinia and Sophie.
Have you ever wanted to ride a unicycle? Reporter Jillian Butler tells us about the Cal Poly Club that teaches this unique skill.
I'm with the Cal Poly Unicycle Club, and today they're going to teach me how to ride a unicycle. Fourth-year physics and aerospace major and president of the Unicycle Club, Teresa Sanborn, says the club provides unicycles and is free for anyone at any skill level to join.
You don't even have to know how to ride a bike?
Sanborn says it takes people an average of 12 hours to be able to ride well, but varies from person to person.
If you're good at ice skating or surfing, other balance sports, it tends to be a lot faster.
First-year biochemistry major and treasurer of the Unicycling Club, AJ Kinsella Johnson, has been unicycling for 11 years. He now helps teach new members how to ride during club practices.
It really just comes down to how willing they are to fall over and over again and not get frustrated.
First-year industrial engineering major William Slavinsky proved Kinsella Johnson right. I spoke to him after he had only been learning for about 15 minutes.
But, everyone here is so nice and supportive. I've already gotten a few steps in.
Slavinsky says the support of members of the club helped him learn. After about less than an hour, he was able to ride across half a basketball court without holding on to anything. Unlike Slavinsky, I did not pick up unicycling in 1 2-hour practice. Although I was not able to ride away on a unicycle, I did get to watch the club play unicycle basketball and even got to participate in some of their tricks. You can ride with the Cal Poly Unicycle Club every Wednesday and Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. on the Sierra Madre basketball courts. For Mustang News, I'm Jillian Butler.
Well done, Jillian. During the school year, you can practice with the Unicycle Club on Wednesdays and on Fridays.
Reporter Ellie Spink gives us a look at the new Cal Poly Club based off the hit TV show Survivor.
Do you love Survivor? Do you have what it takes to win? Some very passionate Cal Poly students have created their own Survivor Club and show. Club members can participate in the Survivor challenges or work on the production side and edit the show together.
Starts with some different tribes. The tribes compete in challenges. The losing tribe has to vote someone off each round. And as people go, the tribes dwindle in size.
In the actual game, I'm running it. If you've actually seen the show, I'm the Jeff Probst of it all.
Club founder and host of the Cal Poly Survivor, Josh Lavin, wanted to create this club because of his love for the original show. And although they aren't on an island, these students can still get the most out of the game.
A lot more difficult to do the show Survivor when you're supposed to be surviving on an island and starving. But I guess that translates more at school in the sense of having to deal with midterms and tests and that kind of thing.
Players have been doing challenges online and in person. Challenges are often teamwork-oriented, time-based puzzles, and memorization games.
Pierce is also finished. 2 people done, 5 spots left.
Cal Poly players are expected to be in constant communication with their tribe over text or FaceTime to strategize.
I really vibe with my tribe, so right now I think we're sticking together and we're playing well, so I'll see what happens down the line.
Survivor superfan and club co-founder Jeremy Laporte says a good player strategy focuses on the social aspect of the game.
Definitely what makes them good competitors is that they're pretty diverse in their social play. They seem smart, they seem not too eager too. They're willing to take their time and really look at all of your options, which is what makes a good player.
It's tough. I mean, you can see all of us coming in sweating, and getting it wrong is so disheartening, but getting it right is fun.
The show producers aim to have the first episode of the Cal Poly Survivor Show on YouTube by the end of this quarter. This has been Ellie Spink with Mustang News.
Producers are editing the show to release on YouTube over the summer.
Cyclists with a sweet tooth hopped on their bikes and raced to the top of PISMO Canyon. Reporter Jillian Butler tells us about the Tour de Donut race.
Cyclists filled their stomachs with donuts before biking 15 miles during this year's Tour de Donut race. The Tour de Donut is an annual cycling race hosted in San Luis Obispo that was started by Cal Poly students 9 years ago. Cyclists start at Slodoco with stops at Fresh Donuts and Sunshine Donuts. At each stop, racers eat as many donuts as possible in 10 minutes. Each donut someone eats takes off 15 seconds from their final race time.
What I lack in speed, I'll make up with donuts.
First-year environmental management protection and journalism major Bella SLOSBERG ate 14 donuts throughout the 3 stops.
Someone told me that I wouldn't be able to eat 10 donuts, so my technique is willpower.
After time runs out at the final donut shop, racers begin the climb to the top of PISMO Canyon. The total tour requires biking 15 miles. Third-year materials engineer major Jacob Krynock was the overall first-place winner in this year's race. Krynock ate 15 donuts and finished the ride at PISMO in 15 minutes and 8 seconds.
Felt okay when I started, and then the further I got, it just got really deep in my stomach.
Most racers said they don't think they'll be eating any more donuts for quite some time. For Mustang News, I'm Jillian Butler.
And more about Tour de Donut, visit slowtourdedonut.com.
Coming up after the break, find out where you can find more than 58,000 solar-powered lights.
Mrs. and Mrs. Jimmy at the debut.
I came from 5 generations of teachers. Losing my job was the bottom falling out of my world.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Sensorio Paso is a large outdoor museum in Paso Robles. The museum is here to stay for the foreseeable future, with extended hours and an exciting deal for San Luis Obispo community members. $58,000 fiber optic solar-powered lights. This season, the exhibit is open to the public every evening, Friday through Sunday. Paul Hott, the general manager at Sensorio, is enthusiastic about the exhibit's quick expansion.
I think it's going to be a fun time for the folks who live in the area also to see all the changes and new things that are being brought to Sensorio. We actually are instituting an annual pass.
The annual pass will be available for purchase in about a week. The owners and curators of the property are speaking with the artist of the light exhibit, Bruce Monroe, about new exhibits that are to come to Paso Robles. Be on the lookout for new additions that will be in full force this summer. Stay tuned to find out how San Luis Obispo is celebrating Pride.
Hey,
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
The Vibe Health Lounge in San Luis Obispo is open to the community with unique treatments. I met with owner Christina Webster.
Christina Webster relocated from Napa and brings with her a new spa experience to the Central Coast.
Most spas aren't social. You have to, be quiet and zen typically in a spa, and it isn't like that here. Like you can rent out the whole spa. You could have a party, you could have a wedding, like you can be loud and like drink champagne in the bathtub.
Christina is aware that many women have neglected themselves throughout COVID and stresses the importance of self-care.
You know that phrase, a happy wife is a happy life? It's so crucial. If the matriarch of the family isn't taking care of herself, then the rest of the family is affected.
Christina has created a unique third eye treatment that combines two treatments in one.
The Shirodara is an Ayurvedic treatment. It's over 3,000 years old, and they use herbalized warm oil dripping on the third eye, and it's so deeply relaxing and meditative, and you just kind of float there. Then we bring in the Lucia light, and the intention for that is that it opens up the pineal gland. So that same area in the third eye that the Shirodara was just warming is now being activated.
There is also a unique opportunity for local members of our community.
So we have a community event room that we rent out to anybody who's doing a wellness offering, so anything that kind of merges in with the Vibe community. So we have yoga classes and dance classes and full moon circles, sound baths, anything that people really want to offer and share their gifts.
Its colors at the San Luis Obispo Pride Festival. Reporter Avery Elowit sets the scene.
Filled with live music, booths, and vibrant colors, the San Luis Obispo Pride Fest brings together friends and family to celebrate the LGBT. Pride Fest was hosted by the Gala Pride and Diversity Center. One of their board members, George Jimenez, shares some behind the scenes to make this event possible.
We try to gather many volunteers to be able to help us put everything together, from social media to the vendors to the food trucks to just about everything.
The event took place from March 20th to March 22nd at Laguna Lake, just over a week early of Pride Month, so students can celebrate before summer break.
We were always at the mission, and one thing that we always noticed is that we were slowly growing bigger and bigger. So of course we figured that we needed a much bigger venue, and we thought, why not at the Laguna Lake?
Pride Fest featured a wide variety of booths. Despite the abundance of booths, all came together to share the same goal.
We want to make sure that everyone's represented, everyone's heard, but we're also taking action by that visibility.
I'm just thankful to be able to have something, especially in a small community, to be able to have something, of this welcoming and be able to just have everyone come and, join us. And that's kind of our thing is, it warms your heart being able to have, such a welcome feeling and just, be inclusive with, everyone around us.
We want you to know that you are seen, you are heard, and if you need support, there's a whole world of professionals out there that are willing and wanting to support you. Not only that, but Pride really shows you that there's a whole community that's here to support you.
For Mustang News, I'm Avery Elowit.
That's all for this quarter.
Thank you for tuning in to Mustang News and letting us bring you the news. Until next time, I'm Sophie Corbett.
And I'm Davinia Palmer. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, we can get noodles now.